Lisa. These look like Christmas photos. They were actually taken in November, well before Thanksgiving, about a week before Thanksgiving. We were in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. My mother wanted to go up, and she hadn't been anywhere all year, so my husband and I were happy to take her away for a couple of days, and they had turned on their lights, which they turn on sometime in early November, and they keep on through the holidays, and it's always really pretty to see those. And it's been several years since we've been up there for Christmas. So we had on Christmassy kind of colors here, and we had the lights, so we're going to do this as a Christmas page. I'm going to be using 25th and Pine from Basic Gray. And I want to use these papers because, well, they're beautiful papers, and they go with the photos. The colors in here are really nice because Mother's wearing some neutral colors, and there's some neutral papers here. This paper is just perfect for what I have on and to go with this whole Christmas theme. Some really gorgeous papers. What I also like about it is we did have one day where it warmed up a little bit. I think I left my jacket on. My husband shed his, and we're out in the woods taking a little hike. And we got to see, we had not been up there since the big fire that they had had a year earlier. It was coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the fire. So we saw some of the areas that were burned, and to get an idea of a little bit of what that looked like. I mean, in a year, a lot of things that in nature had grown back already, but it was still, you know, it was a really devastating thing for that community. These pictures still work, I think, really well with some of these more neutral papers in here and the greens and stuff. So I think I can do 2 pages. They'll be telling 2 different stories, but I'd like for them to go side by side in my album, sort of a companion paper, a companion page type of 2-page layout. I talk about that some in my 2-page Terrific class. Now for this page, I want to do these photos though on a 1-pager. I have some embellishments, some cute garlands and lots of stuff here, but I have a lot of photos, so let's see how we're going to get to fit everything in. I went to my sketchbooks. This is from the 2015 sketchbooks. I have them for 13, 14, 15, and 16. I did not have an opportunity this last year to do enough layouts to do a sketchbook, so I just didn't get that done for this year, but I do have the other 4 that are still available. Now this one is for a 4-photo layout, and technically I have 5 photos because it could be split, but right now they are just cut into 4 pieces here since I did that on a 4x6. And we're going to go ahead and use this layout. The orientations are a little different, but I think they're similar enough that I can get the same kind of arrangement, which is basically putting them all together in the middle and then having an embellishment areas around the page. This was also a good sketch if you wanted to use 6x6 papers or small amounts of any small scale papers. So I've got lots of ways to use these. I don't know if I can get this banner in there or not. I don't know if I have enough room on the page, no matter how I arrange the photos, to get tons of stuff on there with that many photos. But I think between the 2 pages I'll be able to do some cool things. And what I may do for this is, since the other one is going to be a companion page, is I may just not do much journaling here and let my journaling go over on the other page. So this one will have a title and some embellishments, lots of pretty photos, and then let the story be told on the page that goes with it. So this is a sketch I'm going to be using as a guideline. The sketches are just ideas to get you started. You can follow them as closely as you want, or you can turn them, flip them around. You know, they're just a way to get your inspiration going. So what I need to do is decide on a background paper and some embellishments. I love these veneer embellishments anyway. So I know I want to use something out of here, maybe more than one of these. We'll get those spread out. I don't know that I'll get into all these little cut-ups and stuff, and I have stickers too. Oh gosh, there's these punch pieces. No, that's one of the banners. There are 2 banners, or 2 sheets of banners. And then there's all these punch pieces. So these are more geared around Christmas, but there may be something that we can use in here. So we'll see what we want to do. Right now, let's look at the papers. This one is a little too dull. Too busy. That's not bad. I kind of like that. That's a really pretty paper, but it's awfully busy. That's a little too...
I'm continuing to flip through some of these papers, and some of the colors aren't right. I don't really have any navy in there. I keep coming back to this one green. There's a lot of pattern to it, but it is mostly a tone on tone, a little bit of brown in there, and it just works well, and I just love that pattern. I think it's so beautiful. So that's kind of what I'm going for, either it or the green stripe, diagonal stripe. I'm also looking at these embellishments, trying to use some of those wood veneers, and I think I'll use some of the other papers from the collection. I would love to work one of the banners in. I just don't know that I have enough room. So for embellishments, I'm leaning towards the things that look like ornaments there, and definitely some of that red striped paper. Maybe a little bit of the green and the brown for the 3 papers that I'll use. One thing that was kind of neat about those banners is they're also printed on the back side, just the same print across each one, and so you could use them as a little more neutral element to the page if you have space for them. So I've got my 3 papers. That red one I went ahead and went all the way across the page so I could utilize that pretty horizontal stripe. Some of it's going to get covered up with elements, but you'll still be able to see quite a bit of it. I've picked out a couple of the ornament designs. The only thing about them is they're awfully plain. I feel like they need dressing up a little bit. And I pulled out my stickles. Unfortunately, I don't have any traditional red and green stickles. I have silver or gold. So I got some markers out, and I'm going to experiment on one that I'm not planning to use, and that seems to work well. So I'm just taking the red marker, and I'm just outlining some of the designs, and I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Just adding a little bit of red to it because they were very pale colors, and I want them to stand out more. I'm also using some brown that matches this background to add a little bit of dimension to these, and go around the edge, and then we're also going to add some stickles to them, just some gold stickles. And I'm off camera here a little bit getting my stickles started, and just adding little gold dots on this. And I'm doing this late in the day, and I'm going to end up leaving these overnight to dry, so they'll be all ready to go the next morning. And we'll add gold to the top, and I'm going to work on all 3 of the ornament embellishments just to give them a little bit more color and make them a little more interesting. So now we're back, and those have had a chance to dry. And I've glued the photos and the papers down in this similar arrangement to what the sketch showed. It's playing with the arrangement of the embellishments. A little different than I planned, but I think I like the long one over there on the left side. Still considering the banner, but it's not going to work, I'm afraid. I just do not have enough room on this page, and maybe on the companion or complimentary page I will. And the stickers are still very Christmassy. There's one that I can use for the date, and that's about it. So those will have to go for another more traditional Christmas page, or maybe cards or something down the road. And I will need to put the title down here at the bottom. There are stickers that came with this collection that I've had there laying in the background. They're just, the letters are just too large. So I found some October afternoon stickers for the word Gatlinburg, and you'll notice on the photo at the very bottom, we're standing in the sled that says the village, because that's the little shopping area we were in. So I had the village in Gatlinburg. So that's really what my title is for this page. And I felt like with that gold on there, I needed just a little bit more gold. So I pulled out some gold dots and stars that I had from Stampin' Up. And these make a tremendous difference when you look back at when you kind of stand away from the page and look down on it. It just they really make it pop to have those 3 embellishments and the stars and dots with them. Just some small elements there. So let's take a look at the sketch and see. We have our photos grouped in the center, and then we have 3 embellishment groups. No journaling on this page, but it'll go on the complimentary page. and a little small title down there at the bottom, and we'll have another title for the other page as well. And we'll do it in a separate video, so stay tuned for that video coming up soon. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the page, and if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel, and you can find more about my pages at lisaedesign.com. Thanks.